yourself a bunch of techniques, just repeat them 10 times, and then go on to the next one. And repeat that for another 10. Great. Then you can get out in the sunshine today, or like it is today. Quick thing though, I had, off the back of the last one, I had somebody question about my application of the U-shaped block I was performing. And the question was, why was I taking my hands from my hips in this fashion here, when they were taught to take the hands from sort of belt knot position, lower belly button, and execute it here. And so here's my disclaimer. Taekwondo, unless you are stuck in the absolute core ITF format, Taekwondo has spread out and has taken quite a few changes, shall we say, artistic flair, let's put it that way. And I'll give you the example. I go to an ITF tournament recently. The pattern performance was superb, absolutely superb. But what was impressive was there's no way I could tell what country they come from, what instructor they come from. They were all totally uniformed. And it was a reminder of my early days in the ITF, of how particular and how strict everybody was in the way they performed their techniques. That said, we're not all built like General Choi. So whilst it's nice in a competitive environment to all be working off one page so that you can all be judged clearly and fairly, that's great. These open Taekwondo tournaments, that falls short quite often, and you see different styles, different applications, different ways they perform things, and it becomes a problem. So let's talk about this variation. So the concern I would have, and having watched quite a few people do this technique, it's very easy for you to roll the hand over the elbow when you perform this technique here. And we'll do a couple of chords. So 1, 2. The other thing is, the hand is coming from the side. Okay, so not only are you not encouraging to travel in a straight line, the final direction of impact is that you are dropping your hand down. So I'm going to do it from the side. So from this position here, if you're not careful, you rotate over the elbow and you drop down. The point that you want the technique to be effective, the hand is actually dropping downwards. We know it as a pole block. Whether that pole block, it's entirely up to you, your applications. But the pole block is, your attack is coming towards you. It's coming towards you in this fashion. So what you've got to be careful of is that if you're rolling over your elbow, if you've misjudged the timing of that block, and you catch that block a bit early, the technique is not going to have any structure to it. It's just going to be weak, both from this plane, and if you take it around from this plane, took it around this side, you're going to have the same problem. It gets caught here, it's going to be weak. So, and the other thing is, if you want to perform that and try and make it stronger, you can do. So your chamber can still come from here, whichever way it is that you do it. But what you've got to try and do is you've got to bring this elbow back to bring the hand on this line, the line from this hip. Okay, that's what you're trying to get. You don't want it coming across, because you have the same problem. The point of impact, the hand is actually going outwards now and not forwards. So it's very important at the point that you finish the technique, that last third of the technique, the last 20-30%, got to be traveling in the line towards the attacking tool. So if this is your chamber, in order to make sure you can do that, make sure this elbow pulls back and brings the hand on that line, and then drive forwards. Okay, so from here, you're looking to do this here, and then drive forwards. And then you overcome what I see as a few bad habits that you can form by this action here, coming here. So this is dropping down and swinging inwards, and on both those planes, if I get caught a fraction too soon or too late, it becomes a weak technique. Whereas if you bring it into your hip, drive it forwards, you've then got this distance here where that technique is going to be effective because it's traveling in the correct direction. And because of that, that's why I don't really worry about bringing the chamber from here. I just have the chamber from the hips. And this is the start position here, forward. In here. In here. And I'm sure there's lots of mistakes that I make with that. So that's just how I do it, and why it perhaps appeared to be different to how those of you that were taught this way. Every day is a school day. I've been doing this for nearly 40 years, and I'll never tire of it. I'll never get bored of pulling the techniques to pieces, analysing them, understanding them. So if you've got something different, if you think what you do has real strong merit behind it, let me know, share it with me. It's every day is a school day. So hope that explains a little bit of that technique, and if you see anything else that you want to query or pick me up on or correct me on, please do so. Check out my YouTube channel. There's a few little bits in there I've started to upload. It's Wurr Academy Taekwondo. We'll see you soon.